Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, local skateboarders celebrate their holiday with a rally for a park's reopening. And for some new drivers, a license to drive can also be a license to break the law. We'll tell you how teens learn what not to do on the road. Plus, this teacher becomes a student again at an impressive academy. Then we'll tell you why it's a good thing to pay more for your electronics. These stories and much more are just seconds away. Your local news starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. Hydrogen fuel cells have been lauded by car makers and environmentalists, but they could be losing steam with the Obama administration. The head of the Energy Department wants to cut almost half the federal funding for hydrogen-powered cars. Energy Secretary Stephen Chu believes hydrogen fuel cell technology is not practical enough and says without a refueling infrastructure, few consumers will buy the vehicles. Without knowing whether the autos will be a success, Chu has stated there's little incentive to build hydrogen stations. Regardless of the Energy Department's stance, Toyota plans to sell a fuel cell car in the U.S. by 2015. The company affirmed its dedication to the technology on May 10th at the opening of a hydrogen filling station here in Torrance. According to the Energy Department, there are 58 hydrogen stations in the U.S. Council was back in chambers this week for budget discussions as well as regular matters. Torrance was recognized by the LA County Department of Health and the National Council for Alcoholism and Drug Dependency. The recognition stems from the city's approval to make all Torrance parks smoke-free. The city will continue to apply for Proposition 4 funds. The city's Parks Department is applying for the second time to receive more than $1 million in grant money to develop Pueblo Park. The city filed its 2010 Urban Water Management Plan. Designated water suppliers like Torrance are required to prepare and adopt a management plan and submit it to the state. The objective of the plan is to support resource planning and ensure that enough water is available to meet demand. The plan explains how Public Works will have enough water available to the city in the future. And the big news of the night was the second public hearing on the city's proposed 2011 to 2013 budget. Council discussed possible Sunday library closures, the enforcement of unpaid business licenses, and possibly leasing out the attic as a revenue source. The city's adult classes were also an important topic as council members discussed promoting classes so they are filled to capacity. Later in the meeting, council approved the proposed budget with an amendment that includes appropriating $48,000 from the city's cable TV franchise fund. That money would go toward keeping public libraries open for 32 Sundays next year. Well, skateboarders recently surfed the cement around California to celebrate their sport. Here in Torrance, they also rallied for some specific support. Reporter Jacqueline Shepard has the story.
Skateboarders from all over Torrance flocked to Wahoo's Fish Tacos, but food wasn't the main attraction.
Just celebrating the sport of skateboarding. It's a sport, it's a lifestyle, it's an art, and we're just enjoying ourselves, multi-generational, just having fun one day throughout the world.
June 21st marks International Skateboarding Day. To celebrate the sport globally, skateboarders took to the streets, but Torrance skateboarders used the day to gain some much-needed support.
We're creating awareness for the Torrance Skate Park campaign. It's long overdue. We need a skate park here in Torrance, a public free access park, and these guys are just rallying together, enjoying the sport, and trying to create awareness from today on.
We drive out to different skate parks, or we don't say anyone, but we go skateboarding in places we're not supposed to.
So instead of skating illegally, these skateboarders are hoping the city will give them a place to do what they love.
We're trying to get a park organized in Torrance for the skateboarders. There's so many of us out here that it's kind of ridiculous that we don't have a park.
In 2009, the skate park at Wilson Park closed its doors indefinitely, leaving boarders like these to take to the streets. But if you think the new park would benefit just a few teenagers, think again.
I am a skateboarder, I'll confess that. I've been skating since the latter 60s. And I just enjoy the sport since I was younger. It's independent, it's creative, it's fun. Dad can't tell you what to do, how to do it. Coaches can't coach you. It's just a lot of fun.
For now, these boarders plan on making sure everyone knows just how much fun it is. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Jacqueline Shepard.
If you want to help the Torrance Skate Park campaign, just like their Facebook page by visiting facebook.com/Torrance Skate Park Campaign. A new report by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics looks at how businesses will be affected by the big one, a 7.8 earthquake. Within the areas that the Bureau studied, the report showed roughly 430,000 businesses and 4.5 million workers could be hardest hit. The locations in the study are primarily within Los Angeles, Orange, San Bernardino, and Riverside counties. Overall, the studies highlighted the need for businesses to bring buildings up to code. They should also be prepared for supply chains and utilities being cut. The study did not predict the amount of economic losses from a major earthquake, but a 2008 report estimated those losses at about $213 billion. Coming up, we'll tell you why e-recycling is free for residents, and we'll show you how some teens...
Be out there.
Time was, kids did what came naturally, spending free time running barefoot through the grass, wading knee-deep streams, climbing to the tallest branch. But today, American kids are more likely found texting, watching TV, or gazing at a computer screen. They spend more than 7 hours in front of electronic media. Something essential has been lost: childhood's connection to the natural world. That's why National Wildlife Federation created the Beat Their movement. Kids move indoors causes a host of problems, from obesity to ADHD. But outdoor play can go a long way to improving kids' health, body, mind, and spirit. It helps them stay fit, enhances creativity and attention spans, and could even make them better students. Do your part. Be a part of Be Out There. There's a reason why they call it the Great Outdoors. Learn more at beoutthere.org.
I assess the needs of a community to make sure that our work will be sustainable.
We are working to change the world to make it a better place.
Through our sustainable engineering projects, thousands of members in more than 225 universities and professional chapters work to support these efforts in over 45 countries.
To find out more about how you can get involved, go to www.ewb-usa.org and click Get Involved.
Build a better world with us.
Build a better world with us.
Build a better world with us, one community at a time.
The Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation recently held its 17th annual gala, and if it felt like a circus to guests, then organizers pulled off this year's theme. Reporter Jennifer Wade takes us there.
Guests arrived to Cirque du Arts dressed to impress in their finest attire. The night was designed to entertain while raising necessary funds for Torrance Cultural Arts' upcoming entertainment season.
The history of the foundation and its ultimate goal is to bring a diverse array of cultural arts performances to the Armstrong and the Nakano Theater for the enjoyment of the South Bay, specifically Torrance and its neighboring communities.
The night kicked off with a champagne reception and silent auction, where guests were visited by a few circus acts.
You get to bid on all these great items, and then you get to see all your friends too. I love it, love it.
And if guests didn't win during the silent auction, there was a live auction during dinner to test their luck. Proceeds from the auctions helped Torrance offer quality yet affordable entertainment.
$1,000 opening, $1,000, here's $1,000 right now, $1,500.
I would think of missing the gala. You know, it's one really good way. And then we have tickets for a lot of the productions in the theater that they put on, and I really believe in them, and so does my husband.
A choice of bassa or roast sorghum dinner was prepared by talented chef Michael Schaefer, owner of Torrance Restaurants, Depot, and the Buffalo Fire Department.
This is my first time at the event. It was always held somewhere else, and they decided to do it on property at the beautiful Toyota Meeting Center and the courtyard here, and they asked me if I would do it, and I said I would love to.
After dinner and a live auction under the stars, guests head into the Armstrong Theater for the Cirque du Arts performance.
We're going to be doing our doubles floor adage piece that we auditioned for Cirque du Soleil and got in with, so we're kind of excited.
Emily is a former Olympic gymnast, and like the other contortionists, fire acrobats, and aerial silk artists performing tonight, they are a part of Bella Circo Productions. They created this show unique for this event. and the event would not be complete without honoring our special gala honorees.
I came to this wonderful event tonight to honor my friends, Mary Miller and Lori and Bob, for the wonderful contribution that they have been making to the city of Torrance.
I'm overwhelmed. I feel greatly honored. I just feel great about it. It's just marvelous, One of the high points of my life.
And we were asked to donate food throughout the whole jazz series, and the Red Car gladly accepted it.
To be here in the city of Torrance and to have such a wonderful theater is really a strong point for the residents here, and it's really something that's fun to be a part of.
And our arts are yet alive here in Torrance, and we want to continue that way.
There'll be plenty to look forward to in the Torrance Cultural Arts upcoming season, including Broadway Today, a new opera cinema series, and a remarkable jazz cabaret program. This is Jennifer Wade for CitiCABLE.
For more information on the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation, go to torrancearts.org. A great way to get students excited about learning is to get teachers excited about teaching. Reporter Jacqueline Shepard explains.
How do students learn?
The other classes, well, I just sit there and listen to the lecture, and it just kind of bores me unless it's something I like science.
Keeping them interested would seem like the first step, but how do teachers learn?
Companies like Honeywell and Boeing and all these other companies are paying for teachers to go learn how to teach these things again from a practical perspective.
And what better place to do that than the NASA Space Academy for Educators in Huntsville, Alabama? The academy gives teachers like Joe a chance to learn new teaching techniques while also helping them get back to basics.
We're coming back around to reteaching the things we have done very well in the past that we've eliminated. And so for a long time we've gotten away from vocational education, we've gotten away from technical education, and as a result we're seeing all these declines in education.
To help jumpstart the teaching process, Honeywell is sending Joe to the academy for the second year. Being selected for the academy is a true honor.
Tens of thousands of teachers are out there that work really hard all the time, and they picked me. And I don't know that I'm all that great, but I'm a representative of everybody else that works so hard every day. They come to their four little walls and they do what they do. Nobody ever sees them.
There's no doubt teachers are often the unsung heroes, but Joe's unconventional teaching style is a big hit with his students.
This class actually brings together science, math, and even English. I'm the type of person who likes to build and just to experience and cut and glue and stuff. So actually it taught me science in a way that I like.
Sometimes there's a red or yellow sign, and we stop and listen to him, let him talk, and then once he's finished with that, we just go off on our own and do projects.
The NASA Space Academy for Educators gives teachers the tools to continue to inspire their students so they can maintain the course and learn skills that will have a long-term impact.
And the people that are getting out of the university with degrees in literature and things like that do well, but people with skills, not necessarily university skills, are making more money than university graduates, learning about things like this, starting from here at the middle school level. If they can look at something and figure out what to do and how to do it, that will serve them for the rest of their lives.
Next week, Joe will meet with 38 teachers from around the country to compare notes and to learn new technologies. He hopes by sharing experiences with other teachers, he can continue to make education fun for his students. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Jacqueline Shepard.
Thousands of teachers from across the nation applied for the NASA Space Academy for Educators. To learn more about how Joe Petito will spend his time at camp, visit spacecamp.com/educators/Honeywell. With a new license, teens should know what to do on the road. Now a program sponsored by the Torrance Police Department tells teens what not to do. Reporter Vanessa Linares has this story.
With summer approaching means more teens will be out of school and on the road. According to the National Organization of Youth Safety, teen car accidents begin to rise in May and reach their peak in July and August.
I think the likelihood of teens getting in accidents in the summer only goes up because they're out behind the wheel more often.
Statistics show that 50% of all accidents during the summer months are teen-related. Torrance is doing what they can to ensure the safety of their teen drivers.
We like to put on the Our Teen Driver Foundation program just to help the parents and the teens understand the laws and regulations regarding teen driving.
The program focuses on the safety of teen drivers with information on how to avoid an accident, what to do during an accident, current laws, and how to avoid getting a ticket.
Actually, I got a lot of more information, so I feel more safe now that I won't have to be looking out for police more and not being scared of them.
Parents are also encouraged to re-educate themselves on driving along with their teens.
Some of the statistics were a little alarming, finding out that teen driving was the number one killer of teens was a little shocking. So it really makes me want to, pay attention a little bit more and really make sure she gets good instruction.
So if you're looking to get your license this summer, be sure to get all the necessary handbooks. I'm Vanessa Linares reporting for This Week in Torrance.
For information about new driving laws, visit drivingskillsforlife.com. Torrance sponsors e-waste collection for residents several times a year. The city presents as many recycling events as possible, which makes sense because you've already paid for them. Reporter Alexa Sita takes us to collection events at American Honda and the Torrance Y to find out more.
There's 5 or 6 pounds of lead in an old CRT monitor television.
And since lead is toxic, disposing old TVs is safer than having them sit around your home. But items like TVs, monitors, and computers are usually trashed the wrong way.
Unfortunately, in our industry, still 80% of consumed electronics still end up in the landfill.
And as technology changes, so do the items that need to be recycled. Now, cell phone batteries are ending up in landfills.
And I think the big fight is between the manufacturers of the actual batteries and also the manufacturers of the products that actually use them. And so that's sort of the debate, is who's responsible to make sure these materials are recycled.
But proper disposal isn't easy. Most e-waste recyclers cater to businesses, not consumers. And without a recycling outlet, some simply toss these dangerous items out with the rest of their household garbage. To make matters worse, in some states, you have to pay to recycle your electronics. Here in California, you may not know it, but you've already paid, thanks to the SB 50 program, which makes these collection events free.
At the point of purchase for a monitor in the state of California, you are paying that $10 to $20 deposit fee, essentially, that goes into the SB 50 program to pay recyclers like Sims that do process monitors and recycle monitors. We all love our new gadgets, and it's a game we play with ourselves. You have to get the latest and greatest.
Americans spent nearly $200 billion on electronics last year, and current law leaves the responsibility of recycling on consumers, so access to collection events is more important than ever.
But it's nice when we can have an e-waste collection event because it allows residents, just regular citizens, to come out, and one after the other you do hear people mention, my gosh, I've had this stuff sitting in my garage for 5-10 years.
I just think it's a good thing that they make these convenient, because the permanent recycle places, I think the closest one is San Pedro, so it's nice when these different businesses do one close by. I may take advantage of them.
For CitiCABLE 3, I'm Alexa Sita.
And for more information on e-waste recycling, go to calrecycle.ca.gov. Coming up after the break, we have important information that may impact your commute and your plans for the upcoming July 4th holiday.
The preteen years are a challenging time, but they're also a good time to think about your child's health, which is why, if you're the parent of an 11 or 12-year-old, you need to know about preteen vaccines. Vaccines that can protect your preteen from meningitis, whooping cough, and for girls, the virus that causes cervical cancer. So schedule a checkup for your child today and ask about preteen vaccines, because your preteen might think that they're grown up, but they're counting on you to know better.
Brought to you by DHHS and the CDC.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for the millions of people with asthma. You may not know there are two main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not feel. Learn how to better manage your asthma by treating both main causes of asthma symptoms. Treating both causes can help prevent symptoms before they even start. And preventing symptoms could mean a smoother ride. For more information, go to asthma.com.
Did you know early signs of eye disease and vision changes start to occur around age 40? I'm Dr. Ann Coleman for the American Academy of Ophthalmology. I see firsthand how vision problems can affect lives. We are urging adults to get a baseline eye disease screening at age 40. If you have any risk factors or signs of eye disease, see an ophthalmologist right away. Know your risks. Save your sight. To learn more, visit geteyesmart.org.
Here's some important traffic information. Eastbound Torrance Boulevard between Sartori and Western Avenues will be closed beginning Saturday, June 25th at 7 a.m. and reopening on Sunday, June 26th at 7 p.m. And Cabrillo and Van Ness Avenues will be down to one lane in both directions at the intersection with Torrance Boulevard. Now, detours will redirect eastbound traffic off of Torrance Boulevard and onto Carson via Crenshaw. Alternate routes will also be provided for local traffic. For more information, go to torranceca.gov or tune into City Sounds AM 1620. And a reminder, the annual 4th of July celebration at Wilson Park has been discontinued. The City canceled the celebration during last year's budget workshops. While Torrance will not be hosting the Independence Day celebration, Wilson Park and all other parks will continue to remain open during regular hours between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. Facilities in the park will be closed for the holiday, and as a reminder, outside these hours, it is unlawful for any person to enter or remain in any park unless engaged in an activity permitted by the city. For more information regarding the city's park policy, call the Community Services Department at 310-618-2930. And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.